What's the most extreme thing you've done to avoid becoming like your family? In my family, every daughter was required to get her father's full name tattooed across her forehead on her 18th birthday to prove she belonged to him until marriage. I'm not talking about some small discreet lettering. I'm talking about 3-inch bold letters stretching from temple to temple. Gerald McKellen. That was my father's name, and it was branded across the foreheads of my 3 older sisters like they were cattle. My father was a respected circuit court judge in our town. Everyone knew Judge McKellen. They also knew his daughters, the ones with his name scarred across their faces. He'd make them bow their heads at church, at courthouse events, even at the grocery store. Show them who you belong to, he'd command, and they would, every single time. The tradition went back 4 generations. My great-great-grandmother started it, believing that marking daughters prevented them from straying before marriage. The men they married would later pay to have it lasered off, if they were wealthy enough. If not, well, my Aunt Celia still wears Robert McKellen 23 years after her wedding. My oldest sister Bethany tried to hide it once with makeup. Dad scrubbed her face with steel wool until she bled. My middle sister Rachel grew bangs. Dad cut them off in her sleep. My youngest sister Marie, she just stopped leaving the house entirely. 2 weeks before my 18th birthday, Dad scheduled my appointment. He'd already paid his friend Marcus at the tattoo parlor. Even showed me the stencil. Gerald McKellen, in thick bold letters. You'll thank me when no man tries to steal you, he said, running his finger across my forehead. Everyone will know you're mine until I give you away. I spent those 2 weeks watching my sisters, really watching them. Bethany hadn't dated in 5 years. Rachel worked from home because 3 jobs had rejected her after the interview. Marie lived in our basement, surviving on Dad's money, too broken to try anymore. At family dinners, Dad would make them recite why they were grateful for his mark. It keeps us safe, they'd mumble. It shows we're loved, they'd lie. It's tradition, they'd whisper, dead-eyed and defeated. The night before my appointment, something in me snapped. I looked in the mirror and saw my future. Another McKellen woman branded like livestock, bowing my head on command, grateful for my cage. That's when I decided, if I was going to be marked, it would be on my terms. I shaved my head completely bald at 2 a.m. Then I drove 2 hours to a tattoo shop where nobody knew the McKellen name. The artist tried to talk me out of it. I showed him photos of my sisters. He stopped arguing. Owned by nobody. That's what I had inked across my skull in letters just as bold as the ones Dad had planned. It took 3 hours. I live-streamed the entire thing on Instagram, tagged every family member, tagged Dad's courthouse, tagged our church. By sunrise, I had 17 missed calls from Dad and over 1,000 shares. But I wasn't done. I posted a slideshow. 4 generations of McKellen women with his name on their faces. My caption? This ends with me. Dad lost his mind. Within hours, he'd filed an emergency court order claiming I was mentally incompetent. Said I'd been brainwashed by radical feminists. He hired a deprogrammer, an actual deprogrammer, to fix me. Sent the police to do a wellness check. When that failed, he got creative. My sisters were forced to testify that I'd always been troubled. Church elders held prayer interventions on my lawn. Dad froze my college fund, canceled my health insurance, reported my car stolen. He sued me for defamation, claiming I'd ruined his reputation and career. That's when everything exploded. Marcus, the tattoo artist Dad had used for 15 years, he came forward. Turns out he'd been documenting every forehead he'd inked. Disgusted, but too afraid of Judge McKellen to speak up. 12 foreheads, 4 generations, all minors when marked. The State Bar Association launched an investigation. Child Services got involved. Local news picked it up. Judge forces daughters into facial branding. The trial was a circus. Marcus testified with photos. Former McKellen wives testified about paying for removals. My sisters sat silent, but their foreheads spoke volumes. Dad lost his judgeship, lost his reputation, lost his power. The practice was officially classified as child abuse. 2 other families in our county were investigated for similar traditions, but I lost 2. My entire family turned their backs. My sisters wouldn't speak to me. I destroyed the only world they knew. Extended family called me a traitor. I received death threats from traditionalists. Had to move 3 states away, change my number, start over completely alone. It's been 2 years now. I still keep my head shaved. The tattoo has become my armor, my declaration. Sometimes I catch people staring and I don't bow my head. I lift it higher. My sisters still wear his name. They'll die wearing it, but it dies with them. I made sure of that. Some prices are worth paying. Some traditions need to be destroyed. And sometimes the only way to break free is to burn it all down. I still get messages from young McKellen cousins asking how I did it. I tell them all the same thing. The cost is everything, but the alternative is worse. The alternative is bowing your head forever, pretending gratitude for your own erasure. My name is Delilah McKellen. My forehead says owned by nobody, and I mean it.